She wants me, she just doesn't know it yet.
That's pretty fucked up. Like, that's really disrespectful.
No, I really don't.
No, I'm really not interested. Not even a little.
He was not attractive. Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan in the restricted section.
Today we're going to do the Olympic book tag.
Woo!
Because we love sports.
Woo! We're super athletic. Don't ask me to
sports.
run. Yay, teams.
We were tagged by Allie from Hardback Hoarder.
Yes.
And the original tag was created by RJ from the Secret Stacks. So we'll put both of their videos down below.
Down below. And we're also drinking Priscilla, which is a white wit ale.
Yep, and it's from Oskar Blues Brewery.
I also love that it says on the can, it says, where you been, who you been with. And it makes me giggle.
I love Oskar Blues Brewery, by the way.
I think this is the second or third beer I've had from them, and I've liked all of them.
They're tasty.
Mm-hmm. This is quite good.
They're pale ale. Dale's pale ale.
Dale's pale ale.
Love it.
And I actually like that, and I'm not a huge pale ale fan. So, good stuff.
All right, so let's get into these questions.
Let's do it.
Question 1 is the opening ceremony.
And that is, what book did you think have an incredible opening?
I chose The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. And it opens with... No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that this world was being watched keenly and closely by intelligences greater than man's and yet as mortal as his own. That as man busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
Oh, shit.
I'm thoroughly creeped out.
Yeah, I feel a little skeevy. I chose Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty. Did we ever decide how that was
I don't think we ever figured out how to say her name. A simple Google search would probably fix that problem, but...
It begins this way. A girl always remembers the first corpse she shaves. It is the only event in her life more awkward than her first kiss or the loss of her virginity. I imagine that to be true.
Yeah.
I've never shaved a corpse.
Nor have I.
So...
I have helped do someone's hair.
Oh, that's right.
Who was deceased.
How did that compare to the losing your virginity first kiss? How was that on the scale?
You know, it was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
It wasn't as awkward as I thought it would be. I think, I don't know. Losing my virginity wasn't that awkward. It was just disappointing.
Same. Same. Like, wait, this is okay.
Like, oh, that's it. Okay.
We did okay.
Mhm.
It's in there. All right.
I don't know what was all the fuss about. I don't
really get it.
I get it now.
Now I get it.
At the time.
No, at the time I was like, this is what people. All right, that's fine. But now I get it.
Question 2: the games.
What is your favorite fictional competition?
I went with one I've talked about before on here, but it's a game called Voxel in the book A Planet for Rent by Yoss. And it's humans versus aliens. And I don't even really know what the rules of the game are, but it's brutal.
Didn't you say the humans
brutal.
like never win?
No, the humans never win. The aliens are way more powerful than the humans are, and I think the humans have literally never won. But it's just really interesting because, like I said, it's extremely brutal, and this is, you know, set in like in the future, and they have technology where they can heal your injuries.
Right.
So if you get like your back broken, you can just go on the sidelines
and just fix it,
and then come back.
Ooh. I said Quidditch because, to be honest, I don't read a whole lot of books with fictional competitions or athletic things in them. So,
nor do I.
Quidditch.
All right, question 3. The original.
The modern games are based on the original Greek competition. What is your favorite book based on a classic?
I chose Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. which is based on Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, which is pretty obvious since one of the characters' name is Mark Darcy.
That's true.
And there's also references, other obvious references to Pride and Prejudice in the book.
In the book.
But I thought that book was hilarious and I loved it.
I haven't read the book, but I did like the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The books, I don't know which I like better. I saw the movie before I read the book. And I like both.
I said When She Woke by Hilary Jordan. I haven't read this in a while, but I remember really liking it. It is based on The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Basically, this woman wakes up, and in this society, it's like a futuristic thing. Your skin is dyed different colors based on the crime that you've committed. And so this woman wakes up, and her skin is red because she's committed murder, because she lives in Texas, and she had an abortion. And so she, yeah. So it was really interesting to read, and it was a fun adaptation.
Sounds like a hoot.
Yeah, it's a hoot and a half. I remember really liking it, so.
All right. Question 4 is The Eternal Flame.
What is one ship that you won't let die, even after the books make it clear that it's not going to happen?
My favorite ship is Captain Hook's ship, the Jolly Roger, from Peter Pan. I just like Peter Pan. I think it's a fun story, and I always liked Captain Hook, so.
I think they mean like,
Jolly Roger.
maybe like a relationship ship.
Oh. Never mind. Never mind then.
Sue and the Jolly Roger.
Me and the ticking crocodile.
Yes. Be careful though. Be gentle with that one. I said Gollum and the One Ring. Because, I mean, obviously. What else do you say?
I wish someone loved me as much as he loves that ring.
You know, me too. And also, I felt like the eternal flame thing was appropriate, you know, since the ring gets thrown into Mount Doom, and so does Gollum, kind of.
Very appropriate. All right, question 5 is Gymnastics.
What's a book that had so many twists and turns, it left your head spinning in a good way?
I had trouble with this. I couldn't really think of a very twisty-turny book that I read recently. But I chose This Book is Full of Spiders by David Wong.
Don't open it.
This one's, I don't know if it was super twisty, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of shit happened. A lot of crazy stuff.
Crazy things.
So I was into it. I really liked
things.
it. It's like a horror. It's actually the sequel to the book John Dies at the End, which I haven't read that one. I don't know why I read this one and not the first one.
Did it make sense without reading the first one?
Yeah, it still did.
That's cool.
And actually, I think he even says at the beginning, like, you don't need to read that book first.
Nice.
But, yeah, I really love this. I love horror comedy. That's, like, my jam.
I would love for you to write a horror comedy novel.
I don't know if I'm funny enough for that.
I think you're quite funny. I think you're funny enough.
Thank you.
I chose The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. This book is fucking batshit crazy. Like, it is just fucking bananas. Just bananas crazy. Yeah, this book was just so fucking weird that, like, one weird thing after the next just kept happening. And then, like, toward the end, I didn't think it was possible for this to get any weirder. And then, like, the last couple chapters happened. I don't even, but it was good. Like, it was a really good book, but it's just fucking weird.
Question 6 is The Controversial Judge.
What's a book that you have a totally different opinion on than most other people?
I chose Anne of Green Gables, which I did listen to this on audiobook, which is not my thing, so that probably hindered my enjoyment of it. Also, I listened to it as an adult, and I think a lot of people read this as a child and loved it, but I did not give one fuck about this book or about this girl, and I was just like, why the fuck do people like this book? I don't know.
I haven't read that since I was a child, so I don't remember it one way or the other.
It's just her being a fucking kid. Like, that's it. That's it. That's the plot.
I'm a fucking kid.
I'm a fucking kid. Look at me go. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That's the sound kids make. I said Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen because I think a lot of, particularly women, like that book. I hate it. I don't really like anything by Jane Austen.
You haven't read anything else, have you?
Parts of things. I haven't read, to be honest, I didn't read all of Pride and Prejudice. I read half of it, and then I couldn't anymore. That's one of the few books I've DNF'd. Because, I got halfway through it, and I was like, it was a struggle to get that far, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I have to stop. I'm done.
I might as well have read Pride and Prejudice twice, because I read Pride and Prejudice
and
and Zombies, which wasn't that different.
It's the same thing with a couple of dead folks thrown in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is beach volleyball.
Which is, what is your favorite fictional duo?
I chose Hunter S. Thompson and his attorney.
Yes.
From Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. They're a real good time. I was fucked up on drugs and get away with it. They just somehow get away with all the shit that they pull when they're
I guess if you're an attorney,
out of their fucking minds.
Oh God, what a trip.
Yeah.
I need to read that. I haven't read it yet.
It's a really quick read. You could probably read it in a day. Because it's...
Oh, yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, you can borrow it if you want. Cool.
I said Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. I have the Complete Novels and Stories Volume 1 of Sherlock Holmes here. But, yeah, I love them. I love Sherlock Holmes. I love Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes.
Me too.
He's magnificent.
What about your bae?
My boyfriend?
What's his name?
Robert Downey Jr. He's my boyfriend. He just doesn't know it yet. Yeah, my bae. He is pretty awesome as Sherlock Holmes as well.
Okay, question 8. Question 8 is weightlifting.
What is the most massive book on your shelf?
Well, I've said my complete works of Victor Hugo before, but this time I thought I'd show a different one. My second most massive book,
hefty.
or maybe it's the same amount of massive. I don't know. But it's the Complete Tales and Poems by Edgar Allan Poe.
Hefty as fuck.
Pretty fucking big. Look at that shit.
Look at that shit. That motherfucker huge.
You're getting ripped lifting that one.
I did not choose one for this because we are at Sue's house. And I already carried a bag of books over here, and I didn't want to carry my big ones.
Understandable.
So, because I know that I look really ripped and muscular, but it's really hard,
Yeah.
I don't want to tear anything, lose my chances at, athletic competitions.
Yeah, because you do a lot of those.
So many.
So many athletics.
Lots of sport things that I do a lot of.
Question 9. First, tell us your favorite Olympic sport.
Bobsledding. Thank you, Cool Runnings.
Jamaican bobsled team. That's actually one movie that I quote a lot. Or it's the one line, but me and my sisters would always say, "You dead, man."
Ah, we did that too! Yeah, me and Poopy would do that all the time.
Yes.
I call my brother Poopy.
Yeah,
Sanka,
man.
you dead, man? All the time!
And also, I had a substitute teacher who fucking loved that movie, and it was hilarious because his name was Mr. Sleep, and he was just as boring as he sounds. But he would, on days whenever the teacher called in and there was no lesson plan for him to do, he would put on Cool Runnings, and he would be sitting there rapt attention with just a smile on his face the whole time. He was watching Cool Runnings. And it was so funny.
I had a teacher once in high school go, "Caitlin?"
Warming up the back of his
This was Mr. Raymond. He was so funny because if he liked you, he was cool. If he did not like you, he was a complete dickhole. And so there was this girl in my class that was really annoying because she asked a question about every fucking thing. And so he would go, "Caitlin?" He also called me a malcontent, but it's fine.
All right. My favorite Olympic sport is gymnastics.
We were watching some of that the other night. Yes,
I've watched no Olympics.
Put it on
this
for background
time.
noise.
But yeah, when I was a kid, me and my sister liked to watch gymnastics a lot. We also like to watch figure skating.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like the Winter Olympics better.
I was a big Michelle Kwan fan. She got robbed! She got robbed!
Fucking robbed!
Fucking Tara Lipinski!
Some bitch ass shit. No, I love Olympic hockey.
Oh,
I think it was, no, it's totally a thing. And there was, in women's hockey, I believe it was the Canadian and American team, there was like a brawl, like a fucking all-in-out, like, brawl on the ice. Like, someone got fucking tackled. So, what's the book that you tore through at record speed?
I tore through The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. Partly because it was really good, but partly because I read this last year, and it was the last book I needed to complete my Goodreads challenge, and I was down to the wire. And so I was reading this so fast. I was late to meet my friends for our New Year's celebration because I was finishing this book. So, yeah.
I said Alice by Christina Henry. This is a retelling, obviously, of Alice in Wonderland. I guess it's the first book in the series, and the second one just came out here pretty recently, and I probably need to read it. But yeah, I read this in a day. It was a pretty quick read, and it was just really entertaining. Warning though, weird rapey stuff. There's a character who has sex with women, but he eats them while he does it. He takes bites out of them.
Hot.
Hot.
That's like that song, Eaten.
Oh yeah, it is like that song.
Which is
that
based
was
on a true
consensual.
story.
Like they were both like into
Yeah,
it.
he was like, I want you to eat me.
And the dude was like, I would love to eat you. Yeah.
Yeah. Question 10. Synchronized swimming.
What is a book series that you kept reading even though you didn't have any idea why?
I threw way back for this one because
Throwback.
these days if I start a series and I'm not into it, I don't keep going. But when I was little, when I was in like 2nd grade, I read all of the Little House on the Prairie books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and I don't fucking know why. Because I wasn't that into them, and well, we read I think 1 or 2 of them in class together.
Okay.
Because my teacher was really into it. Also, I lived 1 town over from Mansfield, Missouri, which is where Laura Ingalls Wilder lived and wrote the books.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing in my area.
Yep.
Also, like, we took a field trip to the house because it's a museum. It was a really boring field trip.
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't care. I didn't really like the books that much. They were okay, but I wasn't like
into it.
I was way more into the Boxcar Children.
Me too. I love the Boxcar Children.
But yeah, I read all those books, and I don't know why.
I changed this to be just what book did you continue to read and you didn't know why? Because if I don't like a series, I don't keep reading it. And that book was Bad Marie by Marcy Dramansky. The fuck with this book? Just a really bad soap opera and like lots of stereotypical shit in here. Like the main character is French, or one of the main characters, like the love interest of the main character is French, and I feel like they make him incredibly stereotypical. There's a line in here that's like, he's making them lunch, and it's like, he made it on a baguette because he's French. It literally says that. Like, that's the sentence. I shit you not. I don't know why I kept reading this.
Because it was Booktubeathon.
Because it was Booktubeathon! And I finished it.
Question 11, The Tortured Fan.
What fictional family, group, nation, organization do you irrationally root for no matter how many times they break your heart?
I chose the Jodes from The Grapes of Wrath.
Oof.
By John Steinbeck.
They get fucked pretty
Because
hard.
goddamn, that family goes through so much shit, and I was rooting for him. I was rooting for him real hard.
They have it rough.
They got it rough, man.
Roof. I said, ooh, Oh, pulled my important muscle. I
That
said
muscle you use to do all the sports.
all the sports I do. It's the the one over here. I said the Starks from Game of Thrones. They're my favorite family. I think they're the family like who has their shit the most together and who like are maybe like the most noble intentioned family, but like pretty much all of them die. Spoiler alert.
Bummer.
And it really sucks. But yeah, so I said the Starks.
Question 12 is closing ceremony.
What book had an ending that just blew your mind?
I said Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I think everyone knows. Most people know that it's got like a twist ending that you're like, oh, what?
Oh, what? I haven't read that book.
It's good.
I read
It's good.
Sharp
I enjoyed
Objects
it.
by Gillian Flynn.
Gone Girl's the only book I read by her. I did just recently buy Sharp Objects, I think.
I think I saw it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone taped the dust jacket down to the book. Did you see that?
That's some horse shit.
They about dumb as shit.
They're about dumb as shit. Because I take it off. I take the dust jacket off.
Well, I guess if it's taped down, then that, it's not going
Eliminates
to get in
the
my
annoying
it's
issue.
not going to get in my way when I'm reading.
But what the fuck?
But what the fuck?
Tape it. Some bullshit. I said Under the Dome by Stephen King, but in a bad way. Because when I got to the ending, I was like, are you fucking serious, Stephen King? And I threw the book. That was a bullshit ending. That was a cop-out, bullshit, nonsense ending.
Nonsense.
Some nonsense.
Rigmarole.
Some fucking bullshit.
All right, and then the last one, number 13, is relay race.
Who do you tag?
We're not sure who all's done this, so we're hoping these people haven't done it.
Yes.
If you have, then disregard.
Ignore
this.
said tag.
But we're going to tag Peter Clark, the writer.
We're also going to tag Acacia Ives.
And we're going to tag Book Your Imagination.
Yes.
So that's it. Should we revisit our beer?
Let's revisit this beer.
I really like it.
Me too.
Priscilla. White wit wheat.
Where you been? Who you been with?
Yeah, this might be one of my new favorites.
I really enjoy
it. This is, well, you bought this one, but I'd already had a 6-pack of it.
True.
Not today. Didn't drink it today.
Or maybe today.
I'd be way drunker if I'd had a 6-pack.
Not
I've had
today.
I've had 2 beers now. 'Cause
Same.
This one's
This
pretty
is my
much gone.
second beer. Yep.
Yep, but I like it a lot. Oskar Blues, if you got it around, try some
Yeah.
Oskar Blues.
Pretty much everything from them I've
Yeah,
had
they're
I've liked.
great.
Yeah, they're a really great brewery.
Love them.
Get it
Get it inside you.
in your belly box.
All right, so that's it. That's our Olympic book tag.
That is our Olympic book tag. And also, if you haven't checked out our 1,000 subscriber giveaway / Q&A, you should do
it
so.
out.
Time is ticking. So if you have any love questions you want to ask us, we would love to answer your love questions. I have to say it like that. We'll post some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media.
And thank you everyone for watching. If you're not subscribed already, then do that.
Do it. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.